In 1900, there was 0.4 million people in Mexico City. In 1950, there was 3.1 million people in Mexico City, and in 2000, 19 million people resided in Mexico City.
In this map, you can see the residential density of people per kilometer in Mexico City. The orange areas show a population of 0 to 40,000 people, and the darker brown areas show a population of 20,000 people and over. Mexico is noted as a city that would one day have the biggest settlement on the planet. It is one of the first monster cities to make an impression on the world in the 20th century. The population grew rapidly from the 1940s. It was blessed with a near-perfect climate, reminiscent of the Golden Age of Los Angeles, but shaped physical by the remains of Aztec Baroque architecture. By 2000, Mexico City had an enormous population of 19 million. Its explosive growth was estimated to double in 50 years. Although that never happened, for a start, its growth had started to taper off, almost to the point that one could consider the idea that growth might be self-limiting. It seems that many of Mexico City's infrastructure systems have failed to address the implications of rapid growth and change. Additionally, local companies such as Volkswagen and Mercedes-Benz led to a photochemical smog that made the growth threatening. Throughout the time, Mexico City represented a perfect case for the discourse on the crises of cities. Although other world cities such as New York and London were facing problems of their own, it was Mexico City that was considered the prime example with the most extreme manifestation of this new urban phenomenon. Environmental crises and urban catastrophes have been key to understanding of Mexico City ever since it was founded.
Censorship in Mexico City is strictly controlled by government. Citizens who have tried to expose the corruption have dealt with harsh consequences. In the 1980s, there was a president coming into office by allegations of fraud and an economic crisis that led to inflation. These events led to the first large city in the country to challenge monolithic power. It wouldn't be until 1997 that a fair election would take place and the quality of life would start to transform. Biggest issue of the megacity was fear of organized crime and violence. Federal and local administrations are trying to put an end to crime. Evictions and eminent claims on properties used by drug smuggling cartels are in effect. In the 1980s, air pollution was a problem. There was a failed attempt to only allow certain cars to drive on certain days. New transportation projects were looked into. The high demand for housing caused neighborhoods to emerge overnight with a single developer and architect. As a result, there was no room for growth or transformation. Urbanity was collapsed to a simple construction of housing, not neighborhoods. Such rapid demographic growth erased the district's layout. The population in the center of the city decreased, while the outer rings increased. This had an effect on social interaction and cultural development. Mexico City became a city of internal miscommunication. The rapid growth of Mexico City in the past 50 years is due to massive migration of Mexicans. The duality between the global city and the insecure local city of the margins may ultimately prevent Mexico City from being perceived as an attractive location by those that bind global networks and attain more balanced, sustainable